कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा, हम अब भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा। कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा, हम अब भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा, कल होगा अंधियारा। परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी। परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी, हमारी जिम्मेदारी। प्लास्टिक ने ये कैसा फिजा में जहर घोला, सब फेंके कूड़ा ऐसा, देख के ये दिल ढोला, ओ देख के ये दिल ढोला। प्लास्टिक ने ये कैसा फिजा में जहर घोला, सब फेंके कूड़ा ऐसा, देख के ये दिल ढोला, देख के ये दिल ढोला। आओ इसको सुधारे कल को हम सवारे, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी। आओ इसको सुधारे कल को हम सवारे, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी, हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
First of all, welcome everybody. We've got a special guest today, Satya Sharma. He represents His Majesty the King. I would like to pay respects to my friend and mentor, and that is Mr. Aslam Khwaja Aslam, who's been to, I don't know, about 30 countries and spent 5 years out of this country, 80 to 90 trips over the last 30 years, and saved millions and millions of lives. So he is my mentor. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here either. So can you stand up and let's give him a round of applause, please. The Secretary General of the United Nations said, humanity is waging a suicidal war against our planet. And that's what we are here for, basically. And these guys, who fortunately have grabbed the opportunity that we gave them to be here today. So hopefully, the parents are here as well. This play depicts all the bits that we humans are doing to this planet. And it starts off in the UK, and it quickly goes back to Ethiopia. So that's where I think the whole story starts, and how in Ethiopia, a country which really is innocent in the emission of gases, is being seriously impacted. If one person tells 3 other people, and each of those told another 3 people, it will surprise you to know that in 3 weeks, the whole world would know. Population of 8 billion in 3 weeks. So I hope today's message is a powerful one. I would also like to welcome my sister, who's there. She came from Leicester, and my family here, so thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy it.
changing. The world will be ending. So look after our world. She is our mother. She is our pearl. There just isn't another. This scourge of plastic, with its poisons leaking, hearing what is meeting, leaving us sad and grieving.
Our daily consumption of single-use plastics and their composites are filling our oceans. Take a look at the devastating scenes behind me. Marine life strangled and strewn across the Litterfield.
Beaches are becoming a telling sign of humanity's failing.
With certain animal populations facing extinction, animal welfare groups are calling for not only an increase in the education surrounding such matters, but also for governments to take a look at how to tackle this global
crisis point. This is a warning issued by scientists in response to the worldwide issues in regards to soil erosion and the depletion in natural resources and
habitats are threatened by widespread deforestation and the mindless actions of large-scale timber companies. Despite this, we continue to use our natural resources with little regard for the
consequences of the current abuse of our planet, as stated by the Minister for Climate Change, could be catastrophic, not just in some distant future, but in our lifetimes. A frightening prospect for many to hear, it's a reality all too close. This is Steve McNeil, reporting for BBC News.
Hearing what is meeting, leaving us sad and grieving.
This story is a reminder of how fragile we as human beings are. And yet, as custodians of our planet Earth, we have not only waged a war against it, but against ourselves. A suicide mission.
For the record, the date is Monday, 15th of July 2015. This is PC Lindsay Dean, arresting officer for Maniolo. Sorry, how do you pronounce your surname? Maniolo Ankara. Thank you. This is Port of Dover Detention Centre, and you are being questioned in regard to your immigration status. Could you please audibly state your full name and date of birth for the tape? Right, thank you. Have you sought no legal representation? Do I have permission to proceed with my questioning?
Yes.
And you are aware that anything you do say may be given in evidence against you in a court of law?
In a court of law? What are you accusing me of?
For the purposes of the tape and the detainee, I will repeat. You are being questioned in regard to your immigration status and your reasons for being here, sir. Do I have your permission to proceed?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So who are you? Whereabouts have you come from? Right. Who paid for your travel into the UK? Were you asked to knowingly carry or conceal any prohibited items on your way into the UK? Right, okay. Which gang are you working for? What are the names? declare, sir, that you have broken the law? Right. And you do know that we are well within our rights to send you back and have you face criminal charges. What you are doing is illegal. It would be much easier for everyone if you just tell me why you are here. Okay. Maniolo, why are you here? Maniolo, just tell me why you're here.
Madam, allow me to tell you my story.
You've got 2 minutes.
Allow me to tell you all of my story. Listen to my reasons. Listen to the desperation which I have fled. Listen, digest it, and tell me what you have done, walking a mile in my shoes. Then, if it is still your aim, send me back.
Right.
But not before I have cleared my name and denied all your accusations.
Go ahead.
It all began in the early 80s.
Have you tended to the cows this morning? Where is your grandmother?
Yes, Grandfather. My father said we will prepare for the market tomorrow. Can I go with them?
Many are my boy. Me and your father, we grow crops. Your grandmother, she sells the crops. We plant more crops. You, my boy, you're destined for more than life as a farmer. This is why you're here, and this is why you stop here and study, and study, and study. Great minds make great men. Come, let's take a photo. Let's take a photo. Smile. And again. Lovely, that's it. Thank you. Come, let's go.
It's your first day of school? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Mum, I made a new friend, Katala.
It's lovely to meet you, Katala. Come inside for some drinks. Have a good day at school, Maniolo. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, guys.
Yeah,
You
okay,
alright?
okay.
It's always lovely to see you, Katala.
Oh, yeah, Katala.
Made you guys some lemonade?
Oh,
Thank
thank
Get a
you.
bigger one. There you go.
Oh, I want a bigger one.
Wow. She's the
Nah,
guest.
too bad.
Oh,
You guys okay?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I want to go to Bombano's place, so can we go?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, then hold my
Just
bag
take
for
the
me,
bag.
Mom. Alright.
Be
Alright,
safe,
yeah.
guys. Alright.
Alright, thank you.
Bye.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Hey, let's do a handshake thing.
Oh, yes, true.
Oh, there's Bombano.
Oh, there's Bombano. Oh, hi, Bombano. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, how was Paul's drama class today?
Oh, it was rubbish. I didn't really like it.
I know Paul always
Yeah.
waffle every time,
Yeah.
man. Imagine.
Yeah, no.
Shall we go and do something today?
Yeah, I think we should go to the park. It's actually
Yeah.
hot, you know.
Yeah, let's go to the park. Oh, we're gonna have to get rid of this one.
Oh, true, right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, let's... It is what it
Either way,
is. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Everyone, where's Mom? He came and take a picture. Oh, hi, Granddad. Hi, Mom. What is that? Is Dad home? Oh, yeah, Dad, you're always slow.
I'm so happy today. I'm so happy. Smile.
Yes,
yeah.
wow.
And again.
Take another one.
Yeah.
That look good?
Oh, look brilliant.
All right, then.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, then. See you down. Bye, Mom. Hi, Katala, wait for me. I'm going to be late.
My grandson's starting high school today. I feel so happy. I feel brilliant. Oh, so happy inside. Yes, he will be a learnt man. Hear what I'm saying? He will be a learnt man. We are no longer farmers anymore. We will be better men. Yes.
Oh, who's calling? Hello? Grandpa? Yeah, Grandpa, can you hear me? It's me, Mayolo. Yeah, I'm more than fine. What about you? Ah, Grandpa, you always know I eat my greens. Katala? Yeah, she's brilliant. She's going to work in a fish restaurant. Bambano, yeah, he's also going to work in a building trade. Me? Grandpa, I already told you, I'm going to teach at my school. No, Grandpa, you know I'm not a man of business. You know this. Anyways, how's father? Where is he? Is he okay? What? Is he sick? Hello? Is he sick? Do you want me to come over next weekend? Okay, tell him I'll see him soon. Alright then, I'll pray for good business. And I'll make all of you proud. All of you. My dear Lord, I thank you for my fortunes. I thank you for the dedication and the doors open for me. I pray for the prosperity of Bambano and Kantala. Grant them wealth and success, because they've really worked hard for it. I pray for my father, because my grandfather was concerned me. Grant him not only wealth and success, but his happiness, his peace. I pray for my family, their farm, their crops. I pray for their health. All right then, good morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Akara.
Deforestation has reached an all-time high, with the replanting and reforestation efforts struggling to be sustainable in comparison with the mass felling of ancient forests. Our consumption and usage of wood has grown exponentially, but our natural resources are struggling to meet the
abolition of poaching is rising. Many species are facing extinction, and authorities are under scrutiny by animal rights activists, appealing for the longevity and protection of some of our most at risk.
Species of cattle are facing a crisis. Farmers are losing bovine livestock at an alarming rate. Add to this the fatal mix of erosion of fertile soil, and frankly, many farmers' livelihoods are
doomed. The word used today in reference to the current state of humanity at a global climate change conference. The grim reality of humanity's consumption is becoming ever more evident, and we have been advised to ask ourselves, what is our footprint? Asking ourselves, how can we commit?
Suicide rates amongst farmers are on the increase. The farming crisis is taking its toll on farmers and their families, with many seeing no way out.
So, Maniolo, would you like to say a few words?
Please. My father, Manjeko, was a son so young should never have to read at his father's funeral. A son should follow his father into old age, watching the man he plays with be the man he cares for. My father, like his father before him, and his father before him, that farmed. He happily spent his days in the farm, tending to the crops, bathing in the warm sun, and caring for his beloved cattle. He was my son, he was my light, the man who sent me to school and carried my paths. But his light started to fade, his sun started to dim. All that he once cared for became bones and flesh. He became disease and decay. No bitter epilogue would serve to change the fate of my father, but in his name, I will change the fate of others. I promise. Goodbye, Father. May you rest easier than you did in this world, and I'll see you in the next. You okay, Grandpa? You sure? You okay? Somebody help! Help me! Somebody help! Rest in peace, Grandpa. May you fly high with Father.
Father says he's a fine man and has achieved so much for someone of only 30 years. The children at the school made us beautiful gifts, paper flowers and cards, and they sang to us as we left on the day before the wedding. How strange life is, how bizarre a world where fate hands you a path and life as you follow it. The wedding was everything I had imagined. I just wish Maniola's father could have seen him take my hand, and his grandfather too. Such grand stories of wise old men ploughing and herding, such joy in his voice when he speaks of his family, such sadness in his heart when he remembers that they cannot be there to share in our joy. Such darkness seems to emerge in him when he remembers their fate. A shroud, almost a cloud that follows him even on the brightest of days. He is a man of the Lord, and the Lord keeps him hopeful, but still a sadness sits behind his expectant eyes. That sounds peculiar that I'm now we, and I, a wife, have so many plans for our future. A future to make them proud. I just wish his father and grandfather could be there to meet our children when God finally blesses us with them.
Oh, where's Roxana? So quiet in here. Oh, there she is. I wonder what she's writing this time. Hey, Roxana.
Oh gosh, you scared me.
What are you writing?
Nothing for your eyes. Where have you been, Maniola? You said you were only popping out.
Yeah, I went for a walk down the banks of the Nile. I went to speak with father and grandfather. Roxana, my heart aches for the place.
But why?
Do you remember when we were small? The reeds, the clean banks, the pleasant trickle of the water as they flow downstream? How we would play, watching the birds and the fish of the school, doubting down the water's edge. But now, filth, debris, litter are choking its banks.
Has now become a breeding ground for disease and decay. Many species are being forced to leave their habitats, and the safety of the people living from its plentiful resources is being brought into question.
The reeds have withered and died. The water is so murky, you cannot see the undergrowth, if there's any left. The birds, they are long gone, and who can blame them? The only fish I saw was dried and decayed on the banks of the Nile. We cannot watch this happen, can we? The fish are starving, Roxana. They eat plastic. The plastic fills them, but doesn't fulfill them. Then they hunt like they've never hunted before. This vicious cycle sees them eat more and more. When does this end?
How does this end?
Oh, oh, hi, Katala. Are you okay? Oh, long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. Oh, here you go. There's your seat. And you too, Bambano, as well.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is actually quite impressive, you know. You've done well for yourself,
Oh,
Katala.
thank you. Would you guys like any drinks?
Yeah, some lemonade will do, please, and
Same
loads
for you,
of ice.
Bambano. Alright, I'll get you drinks very shortly.
Oh, Bambano, hasn't Katala done well for herself since she left high school?
Do you remember our old school days? You were so serious for telling me Katana for talking in class. I knew you'd become a teacher.
How can I forget? And I also knew you'd become a successful businessman. He was always bouncing to the teachers and selling sweets to the other children.
No, it was an essential part of school's economy.
It certainly was. I suppose copying my classwork was essential to resting your brain too, huh?
No, that's because I was lazy and you was clever.
Oh. Thank you, then, Katala.
And for you too,
Well, I guess you're not lazy now, are you? How is business, though?
Oh, very good, thank you. I've diverted into plastic bricks.
Plastic bricks?
I pick up plastic bottles and make them into plastic bricks. It helps the environment.
Wow, that's actually extremely encouraging news, Bambano. I was only saying to my wife the other day how upset I was to see how the river now is becoming more and more polluted. So it's good to know that my own friend is helping address the situation.
Come over next week and I'll show you the process.
Tell me more.
It is with great gladness that I write today. Manolo has gone to visit his friend Bambano, who's using up waste plastic to make bricks. How clever is that? I'm not sure he should be using up plastic from the burning sites, though. Our world is full of amazing things. Love, nature, people. How do people create these amazing processes to help protect our world and to protect my loved ones? Is it too good to be true?
The landfill sites near to the now have become an opportunity to clean up our environment. Plastic bottles can be repurposed into bricks. However, activists are in a race against the government, who continue to arrange for plastic to be burned illegally. Many companies are sourcing their plastic from illegal burning sites, putting themselves and their employees at risk.
I don't want to get too good to lose where all the demons go. Where the wind don't change and nothing on the ground can ever grow. No hope, just lies and you talk to cry in your pillow. I survive. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing.
Manolo has prayed tonight to thank God for the Bambano and the people who continue to improve our world. I'm just thankful for him and look forward to the day where we can start a family and have children of our own. He doesn't realise the positive effect he has on the people around him, the strength he gives to me and his friends. Despite losing his father in such sad circumstances and then his grandfather very quickly afterwards, he continues to share himself and all his love and knowledge with me and all his students. His grandfather's broken heart has only spurred him on to achieve greater things.
You're right. How's your asthma, my friend? I do worry about you amongst all those fumes.
You worry about my health, worry about me making money, worry about me getting in trouble. I'm fine.
Look, my wife has researched these dioxins. They can cause severe breathing problems where the plastic is simply burned but not recycled like you do.
See, you said it yourself, my process is fine.
Yeah, Bambano, your process is fine, but not on the sites where you get your plastic from. They are constantly burning the plastic, Bambano.
I promise I will take more care. Let's enjoy a drink.
I write to you again, but this time with sadder news. Bambano is becoming weaker day by day. Magnola is very worried about him and thinks he might have a lung infection.
So let's raise a toast to my friend's new company business. A toast to friendship. You okay, Bambano?
As Bambano has lost his fight with lung cancer. Magnola was convinced that the toxic poisons had taken his friend. He vows to write to the government about the dangers of pollution and to educate his students about climate change. Oh, where does he get his strength from? He says from God. Maybe God has sent me to be Magnola's support on this earth, an earth that we do not seem to want to care for. Maybe if we all do our part, then the world would be a cleaner, safer place. A world where best friends are safe. A world where best friends don't leave the world too soon. A world where my husband doesn't have to deal with all this grief and sadness too often.
Sorry, but this just in. Well-known local businessman Bambano Ahmed has sadly passed away. The young entrepreneur sadly succumbed to lung disease in the early hours of this morning, leaving speculation in regards to his innovative business and the future for the production of large quantities of...
Fish are dying from ingesting plastics and the poisons this introduces to the ecosystems across our nation's waterways.
So, you need to remember, and a meal to savour, book your table at the Heart and Soul Seafood Bar. We look forward to seeing you soon.
What a ridiculous waste of money, Kutala! We don't have the fish to serve, let alone the money to be spent on some silly advertising campaign! I mean, white people come. What are we gonna serve them? Bones, you stupid woman!
Desperation is a funny thing, isn't it? Utter desperation. No fish means no money. No money means no business. Magnola told me about sustainable fish, but no businessman in his right mind can afford to start that for his menus. I'll be putting myself out of business. Despite my husband's protestations, I am not a stupid woman. Far from it.
Over 2 billion people worldwide seek fish as their daily source of protein. Despite helping humans to grow and fight infections, sadly, many of these people are now compromising their own health with their once beneficial diets. Fish, amongst other marine and land animals, are increasingly ingesting microplastics from our land and oceans, causing higher mortality rates of many species.
Hello? Hello? Is Magnolo here? Magnolo! Coming? Magnolo!
Oh, hi, Katal.
Is Magnolo around?
No, we had a conference at work. We should be back around 6. I could tell him you stopped by.
I really need to ask you something. Can I ask you?
Well, you could try, Katala, but I doubt I'll be of much help.
What happens, Roxana, if you know something is wrong, but You don't see another way. Wait, that's how special it is. What would you do if the only option you could see left to save your business and your family and your home was wrong, if you knew that the place you invest in was starting to decline?
Katal, I don't understand.
What would you do if you had no other option? I mean, we all need the money, don't we? It makes the world go round.
It's not the be-all and end-all, Katal. Look, I still don't know what you're asking me. Can Maniolo help?
Help? No, no one can.
I still don't know what you're asking me.
I don't expect you to. I don't know why I came. I don't know why I'm seeking the approval of your husband with his perfect calm in his role as public service. Asking his God for help. Where was his God when I needed him? When I sold my father's watch to pay a bill? Or when I watched my husband put his shopping back when he realised he couldn't pay for it? Actually, where was Manolo? Did he know?
Katal, stop! You're blaming us for things that we cannot control. Look, whatever you've done or are about to do, I'm sure that we can help fix it.
Fix it! You naive little woman! Hear her! Fix it! Sometimes things are too broken. I don't know why I came. No. Please give me more time. Another week maybe. I promise I'll get you your money. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. No, leave my husband out of this. This has got nothing to do with him. Please leave my husband out of this. Please. Please leave my husband out of this.
WASUP, World Against Single-Use Plastic.
Shankar Mahadevan Academies, SMA Samaj presents Hamari Zameen in support of WASUP, World Against Single-Use Plastic.
कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा हम भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा हम भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी हमारी जिम्मेदारी प्लास्टिक ने ये कैसा फिजा में जहर घोला सब फेंके कूड़ा ऐसा देख के ये दिल ढोला देख के ये दिल ढोला प्लास्टिक ने ये कैसा फिजा में जहर घोला सब फेंके कूड़ा ऐसा देख के ये दिल ढोला देख के ये दिल ढोला और इसको सुधारे कल को हम सवारे हमारी ज़मीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी
प्लास्टिक। WASUP के साथ हो जाओ, हमारी जमीन को बचाओ।
Many have turned to a life of criminality, operating on the black market. Businessmen and women with no other way have resorted to importing illegally sourced plastic bags from Uganda, despite lawful legislation enforced by the Ethiopian government. The climate is leaving many business owners at breaking point.
Dobrodošli gledalci na Dnevnik 2. Klimatski zvanični upozoravaju na neposrednju krizu jer okeansko depozitno smeće u Pacifičnom okeanu promašuje veličinu kontinenta Australije. Ovo oštro upozorenje dolazi kako temperature i dalje nastavljaju da rastu.
A rocket has been launched on behalf of the US government to obtain further research into satellite thermal imaging and the ongoing documentation of the Earth's towering climates. As temperatures soar, icebergs plummet, and we're led to wonder at what cost we are continuing on with our current lifestyles. We have continued to willingly steal resources from our Earth for over
hundreds of years. The estimated timing, scientists are now saying it takes plastics in the ocean to complete a process of degradation. Too long for many of the ocean's inhabitants. At the current rate, the amount of plastic in the oceans will begin to outweigh the marine life that once inhabited them.
The village is no longer a village. Our home is no longer a home. The family next door, they all left months ago, but their father, he refused to go. He said that 3 generations had come before him. He was adamant that he wouldn't leave. They had no money left to purchase purified water, and him and his wife drank straight from the Nile, time and time again. Maniola warned them, time and time again. His wife, such a lovely lady, she died. She drank the water day after day, and now she is dead. Tell me that's the coincidence. Where is our God? I've never doubted my faith before. I've always said my prayers, but the land, the people, and my life is dying around me. I'm watching the world around me rot and crumble, and now the old man, he just sits and stares out the window at the desolation around him, alone. I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Sat watching and waiting for someone or something that will never come. What world is this to bring a child into? But that doesn't stop me from longing for one of our own. I'm beginning to wonder if we ever will be blessed, or if it's selfish of me to bring life onto a dying planet.
Children in rural parts of Africa and surrounding areas are dying of hunger following widespread
famine is gripping the borders of the Nile as more and more of the habitat surrounding the populace is succumbing to pollution and uninhabitable waters filled with microbes.
Plastics and their consumption hit record high, with governments and climate change experts debating an economically viable and feasible way forward. As the season hunger grips several countries, it's hard to see a way.
Out of options is the stark warning from environmentalists, as we are told our fragile planet hangs in the balance. As we, its inhabitants, continue to abuse the delicate ecosystems we have gradually taken over. The impact on our
cities in Africa are facing wide-scale flooding after heavy rains as means of drainage are being blocked by plastic deposits and litter. This is causing widespread damage, and contaminated soiled water is filling the streets in many cities and towns.
We are gathered here today to to celebrate the tender and short life of young Ade. Ade, though only the age of 7, lived a full and wholesome life. Ade loved school and his teacher. He had dreams of being a fisherman like his late father, but as the banks of the river dried up, so too did Ade's dream. Ade now leaves behind his mother and his younger sister, and will be fondly remembered by the remaining villagers.
It wasn't just him, there's many of him.
Would you like to say something, Maniolo?
We gathered here today to remember the loss of the many trees which one kept this vibrant and diverse region alive. We remember the fishermen casting life into the African sunrise. Remember the farmers with dirt on their hand and the land in their hearts. Remember the craftsmen building life alongside their work. We remember the colors and the life, the bustle and the plus of the town. We remember the generations after generations who toiled and labored for the love, not the money. We remember the many hands that touch this land, and we curse the hands that abuse it.
We are gathered here today to mourn the loss of our dignity and morals. We come together as one to repent the sins of man, the sins of us, and the sins we are yet to commit. We are here to make our apologies to Mother Nature and the way we have pummeled and desecrated the gifts she so willingly gave us. We can no longer call ourselves the dominant race when we are the race that is watching the world die around us. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
We are gathered here today to celebrate the life we knew. No! No, how can we celebrate? We are gathered here today to grieve for the lives that we have lost, for the children who died from hunger, for the unborn children, for the bereft spouses of those lost to disease, to the fruitful and pleasant lands we once knew, for the trades and livelihoods of many a once wealthy family, for the education that children will never receive and the lessons that their teachers will never teach, for the animals desecrated by wasteful and dirty hands, and the undergrowth that's now rotting into the dry, arid wasteland, to the death of the humanity around us and search for humanity amongst us. We suffer only as much as the world in which we live, but we never felt it until it turned upon our doorsteps and caused the destruction we have so vehemently ignored for so many years. We would heed the warnings, nod in agreement, and sigh in dismay. We would hear the news and discuss the terrible situation the planet was in, but what did we do? Carry on about our days, never haunt our homes. The beast would never catch up with us, only rapped on the doors of homes elsewhere. The suffering was someone else's and the cries were too far away for us to hear. Hindsight is a wonderful thing in isolation, but as a collective, it just highlights the ignorance of man. How can a whole populace look back and say that we wish we had done things differently? What world have we left for the generations after us? Will there even be a planet for them to inhabit, or will that too die just like the dreams of those living each day upon it in the bliss of ignorance? Apologies. I mourn the life I had. I grieve for the life that I want. And I dread the life that I will lead. I mourn the life that I had. I grieve for the life that I want, and I dread the life I will lead.
Well, as I told her, it is warm out today, so it should dry the washing quickly at least.
Well, at least that's one good thing happening today.
You haven't exactly been yourself since I got here. What's happened? What's wrong?
Do you remember Maniolo and his wife Roxana?
Yeah, yes, really well. I mean, I went to school with them.
Yeah. Maniola was the year teacher for many years. Roxana worked down reception. It was so lovely. We went to their wedding reception a few years ago, do you remember that?
Yes, I remember. He was one of the most committed staff members to ever work there. He was always conscientious and well educated, and he was a strict man of the Lord.
He was.
And Roxana too. So wonderful with the smaller children, so kind, so warm. Is everything okay? What's happened to them? I mean, it wasn't that long ago since I last saw them.
When you closed the school and handed them their resignations, I thought to myself, they'll be okay. They're good, well-educated people. They'll be okay.
My heart bled for them. But I honestly believed they'd be fine. When the government pulled the school's funding, they were the least of our worries. I was more worried for the poorer children. Support staff, the cleaning staff, part-time workers, not them.
I don't understand.
Neither do I.
What exactly are you talking about?
You see, when I went to the market today, I was about to cross the road, and opposite I saw this filthy man on the street. He was holding his plastic cup begging to everyone passing by. I was so sure I recognized him. And then as I got closer, I heard his voice. I realized it was Maniola. I was like, surely it can't be him. Then as I got closer and closer, he held his cup up to me. He looked me in my eyes and he whispered, Amara. And then he put his hands in his face in his hands and just cried like a little boy.
Oh my word. Why? I mean, why was he there? I mean, how? I bet he must have been so ashamed.
He really was. And you spoke for a really long time. That's why I couldn't tell you guys at first. I was so ashamed. Look how fine we all are. You with your fish restaurant, and you with your clothing business. How such similar paths take such different turns.
I remember when he lost his job at the school, and Roxana too.
Yeah.
She took on a job as a cleaner, which she hated. And he used to work nights at a large company for pennies. He told me that the one joy they wanted in their life was a child. And despite trying for several years, Roxana never fell pregnant.
But this is all she ever wanted though. It was a dream. She always wanted to have a child.
Exactly. And they feared that maybe Roxana couldn't become pregnant. I was so depressed. Then Roxana lost her job eventually. She was falling behind on her duties. And then the company Maniola worked for, they relocated. Look at the land here, it's so barren. And he too was made redundant.
Yeah. And I think that they fell behind on their payments too for their home because they already downsized from the family farm. And then not so long after that, they lost their apartment too. And I reckon they must have been living in their car for weeks, but if their last finances ran dry, then they must have had to sell their car. And that's how they ended up in the streets, isn't it?
Exactly that. Him and Roxana, they now spend their days begging. Her on one end of the town, him on the other. They meet at night and sleep under a bridge. And along with many other lawyers, architects, farmers, businessmen, all sleeping under makeshift camps under a bridge. What has the world come to?
Is there anything we can do to help them? Is there nothing that we can do? Anything?
I mean, I have helped him. At least, I hope I have. But you see, the suggestion I gave him, it's unsafe and illegal. The traffickers, the ones by the river, they can take him to England, albeit illegally. But I can't see any other way for him. I told him about my friend in England, the doctor. If he can make safe passage, I can get them into contact. You can get help for Roxana, to finally give them a child.
He's going to resort to human trafficking! What? Amara, is this even a good idea?
I mean, well...
Not at all. But if you've given him enough money to pay them off, then surely they won't need him to transport anything. He'll just be a passenger.
Exactly.
If they could just get him to the border, I know he'll be okay.
Most of them die before they're anywhere near.
Well, in this case, he has to live on his faith alone.
Maniola was going away. He's fleeing this godforsaken country and hoping to find something worthwhile on the other side. Why am I writing this? What part of this scenario would I ever want to look back on with fondness? Now, not only will I be without a child, this a dream I've long given up on, but without a husband too. I heard on the news in one of the stores about an infertility crisis. Again, it seems that we are victims of man's selfishness. These no child of mine will ever have to see what the generations before them did. This will be my last entry. I fear that nothing that in my future will be worth the ink it's written in, or at least it'll be nothing I ever want to recall. Homeless, jobless, childless, and a widow with her husband lost to a cause I stopped fighting for long ago. No words will ever describe this.
You're all under arrest.
Who are you and whereabouts have you come from? Right. Who paid for your travel to the UK? Oh. Were you asked to knowingly conceal or carry any prohibited items into the UK? Oh, right. Which gang are you working for? What are their names? Are you aware that you've broken the law? You do know that we are well within our rights to send you back and have you face criminal charges. What you are doing is illegal. Maniolo, just tell me why you are here. Maniolo, just tell me why you're here.
You know why I'm here.
Right. You've got 2 minutes. Go.
Hello, Roxana. It's me, Manjulu. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't cry, I'm alive. Don't panic, I'm in a police station. Yeah, they've given me a brilliant lawyer. The police officer, she's very kind and helpful.
Thanks.
And they said they'll do anything they can to let me stay, so you can join me as well. Yeah, I love you, but I have to go. Pray for me, I want to.
Maniolo, there's nothing more I can do for you now. You're going to have to live on faith alone.
Oi, they say I can stay, you know.
Really, no man? Do you have a work permit?
Yeah, luckily the police officer who detained me, she put me in contact with this great man. He's helping with everything, my paperwork, my work permit, and for my wife to come and join me as well.
Your wife, no man?
Yeah, Roxana, I thought I told you about her. I had to leave her behind.
Are you keeping a job in a restaurant?
Yeah, they treat me very well. I like it.
Look like we land on our feet then.
The Lord always delivers.
Are you a religious man, Maniolo?
Honestly, I lost my way, but I think I'm starting to find the light again. And Roxana, we can finally get what she desires the most in this world.
And what's that now, man?
A child of her own.
Well, pray for us, Maniolo, because you're closer to the Lord than me.
An African migrant brought to the UK following the decline of his homeland caused by contamination of the water by microplastics has graduated from a top UK university with honours and is receiving a large research grant to further his findings into the links between microplastics, food chains and human
infertility numbers rise dramatically across the Eastern Hemisphere, with many seeking refuge and fertility treatment in Western countries.
Are finally beginning to accept responsibility for their contribution to climate change and its detrimental impact on our ecosystems. Research into the devastating effects of microplastics on fish in the Nile, with almost 75% of the populace being found to contain traces of microplastics, has made world news. Fish are starving in their own ecosystems and sustainability is no longer an option. Western charities and climate change groups have stepped up and agreed to help the effort to save this rich and varied
types of cancer, immune deficiencies and conditions passed on to unborn children have been attributed to a rise in microplastics seeping their way into ecosystems and subsequently into products and produce ingested by humans. Research carried out by Dr. Maniolo Ankara and his team has suggested that
as humans, we have a responsibility to one another, but to the world we inhabit. Inhabit being a key word, we are many visitors here. We frequent this earth, building our homes and raising our families, keeping our section of the world real estate until it's time to leave. And when we do, we not only leave a legacy known by our families, but a legacy known to the ground which we trod, better known as footprints, our footprints. Together, we must ensure that the footprint is not on that in its wake, leave desolation and destruction, but in fact one that leads to education and improvement, growth and sustainability, nourishment and care, and most importantly, life. Life continues past these parameters of our front lawn. Life bleeds through every tree, every puddle, every road, every store, every home. Invite life all over. Don't close your eyes. Place it on the shoulders of the apex life, forms of this earth, the tenants. Thank you for listening. As an ambassador for WASUP, World Single Use Against Plastic, I thank you for your time and I wish you all the best in the future. It was a privilege to be amongst you. Thank you.
Underneath the city lights, there is a world few know about, where rules don't apply, no, and you can't keep a good girl down. She gone to the club looking for a good time, gonna make that shake that money on a dime. Gonna be a sugar daddy, she can work it just fine. Up on the table, she'll be dancing all night. Baby, don't just come to life. Under the spotlight, all the girls wanna fall in line. We say, here come the ladies, got to give a little show. Here go the boys to get a show a little more. Get it up, pull out your breath. Get it up, this is not a test. Get it up, gotta give me your best. So get your ass up, show me how you relate.
It is with great pride that I stand before you today, all of you, at this 30th anniversary of this wonderful company. From an idea, a seed, we've built one of Britain's most sustainable companies, reversing hundreds of tons of plastic into sustainable oil. A pioneering business model that converts plastic back into oil. By doing this, we've also managed to reduce the number of plastic entering our oceans and its habitats. Over the last 30 years, we've employed hundreds of employees. We've watched their family grow, we've welcomed new staff, we've waved bye to the veterans of the company. Our day-to-day tour is not just the life of common factory workers. I mean, it can be hard sometimes. But let's remember the difference our work makes. So I want to use this opportunity, this wonderful golden opportunity, to introduce to you the new CEO of Ankara Business, my son! Your grandfather will be so proud of you, son. So I say, let's raise a toast to my son, Atupa. Woo! Hello? Yeah, Manyolo speaking. Officer who? Did they say what they want? Okay, put them through then. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, it will be my pleasure to meet you. I'll meet you at the church. Have a nice day.
Maniolo,
Oh, so it was you.
long time no see, huh? How are you?
I'm good over you.
I'm good, yeah.
You gave me the chance to prove myself.
Maniolo, I just did my job. I just need there's a bit more to your story.
No, you put your faith in me.
I'm pretty sure that I told you that no man could live on faith alone.
Well, many people have told me that man cannot live by faith alone.
You know what? I was so wrong.
We all were.
support of WASUP, World Against Single-Use Plastic.
कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा, हम अब भी जो न बदले बदले कल होगा अंधियारा परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी हमारी जमीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी जिम्मेदारी कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा हम अब भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा कुदरत ने पुकारा है ये फर्ज हमारा हम अब भी जो न बदले कल होगा अंधियारा परवाह इसकी करना ये माँ है हमारी हमारी जमीन हमारी जिम्मेदारी